first time joining this program, then welcome. If you are joining us again, welcome to the GNBS In 30 and thank you for your support. Viewers, have you ever purchased a packaged item from a supermarket or any other sales outlet and thought, this does not feel like the weight printed on the packet? Soon, the GNBS will commence the verification of net content on prepackaged goods, and you will learn all about it in this edition of the GNBS In 30. In this program, we will also tell you about the winners of our Standards in Academia quiz competition, World Accreditation Day, and about what we are doing to make doing business with the GNBS easier. Here is your chance to learn all about how you can also test or certify your concrete hollow blocks, cubes or cylinders at the GNBS. I am Bibi Katoon, the Communications Officer at the GNBS, and again, I'm so glad you can join us. The Standards in Academia quiz competition concluded on June 21st with the Bat Settlement Primary School emerging winner of the coveted Champions Trophy. The school also walked away with a $50,000 gift voucher. Coming in second place was the Chatamargo Primary School. This school walked away with a runner-up trophy and $20,000 gift voucher. Other schools that made it to the finals were the Wismer Hill Primary School in Region 10, Cornelia Ida Primary School in Region 3, and Sparta Primary School in Region 2. In fact, it was the first competition that we had a tie and we had to do a finals tiebreaker. The Standards in Academia quiz competition is a collaboration with the Ministry of Education. It aims to promote standards and quality to school-age pupils across Guyana. The presentation ceremony was attended by Director of the GNBS Acting, Ms. Ramarti Karan, Assistant Chief Education Officer Primary, Mr. Rabindra Singh, and other officials. Let's take a look at the highlights from that event.
All of you participants this afternoon are winners. Don't feel otherwise. The fact that you've reached this level of the competition, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards is extremely proud of you, proud of what you have done. I was listening to your responses to the various questions, and I am very impressed by the level of knowledge you have in such a short period of time. So I commend each and every participant here this afternoon. You have been exceptional, and to you audience, teachers, parents, you also have done well in terms of your support. I am sure that you went through with the booklet with the pupils, and that is why they are able to perform so well today. So I must commend each and every one of you for your support. So take it away, Vivi.
So starting in 5th place is Wismer Hill Primary School, coming in with 28 points. In 4th place, we have Sparta Primary School coming in with 32 points. And coming in 3rd, we have Cornelia Ida Primary School with 38 points. Now we have a tie at the 1st place, and this is Chatamargo Primary School and Bat Settlement Primary School, both coming in with 39 points each. In relation to the tie, we will have a final round of the competition. It's a tie, a battle, where we're going to ask questions to the participants of these two schools to determine who will emerge the winner of the GNBS Standards in Academia quiz competition. Question: which of the following town does not have a GNBS sub-office? A. Linden, B. Madhya, C. Lethem.
A. Linden.
Correct. A. Question: which of the following is not what the GNBS does? A. Monitor the quality of food. B. Verify weighing and measuring instruments. C. Facilitate the development of standards.
A.
Correct. Question: which of the following is tested by the GNBS? A. Crude oil. B. Water. C. Food.
A. Crude oil.
Correct. In the metric system, which of the following is used to measure temperature? A. Candela. B. Mole. C. Kelvin.
Kelvin.
Correct. Fill in the blank questions. The GNBS is mandated by the something of 1984.
The National Standards Act of 1984 and its amendment of 1997.
Correct. Question. 3 towns in which the GNBS has sub-offices are something, something, and something. 3 towns in which the GNBS has sub-offices are something, something, and something.
New Amsterdam, Carterton, and Mahdia.
Correct. Question. Currently, the GNBS monitors something categories of products. Currently, the GNBS monitors something categories of products.
13.
Incorrect. Rebound question to Bath Settlement Primary School. Currently, the GNBS monitors something categories of products.
17.
Correct.
Bath Settlement has won the competition because we could not answer the question. So let's give them a bigger round of applause, please.
My name is Jidinan Mahaba. I am from Chachamagat Primary School. I feel proud winning the competition, and every time I go home from school, I study the book, make sure that I know everything. So when the final came, I know what to answer and how to answer it. My name is Afir Ali. I attend Chatumargat Primary School, and I am very proud of myself that I was the best performer among all the other schools in this competition.
My name is Devash Prasad. I'm 10 years old. I feel good about the competition.
My name is Anjiv Bindra. I am 10 years old. I feel quite excited about the competition and winning. And I want to say thank you to all the teachers and parents.
I'm here to say how happy we are to be able to collaborate with GNBS for engaging our children in this challenging testing time. When we are grappling with the learning loss, so to speak, GNBS came on board to find some amount of activity, extra curriculum activities to keep our children focused. And this quiz is one such meaningful way that was able to help our teachers and our students occupied and learn in a fun way.
It is my privilege this afternoon to be here and to be part of the Standards and Academia Program 2022. It is the final round, and I can see the excitement on some of the pupils' faces. I know you would have learned a lot starting from the very beginning. You have learned a lot as it relates to standards and metrology, the science of measurement. And learning is not the end. So our expectation at GNBS is that the pupils, you take this home, you take it and you share it with your friends, your brothers, your sisters, and everyone that you come into contact with, what you would have learned, and you continue to relate standards and metrology in your daily activities.
It was indeed a pleasure to host this year's Standards in Academia Quiz Competition. Our next edition is set for 2024 when we will be doing this bigger and better. Now moving on to net content packaging. Have you ever wondered if the content printed on the items you're purchasing from the supermarket is accurate? I think we all have. Whether it is liquid, solid, or a mixture of both, net contents are included on the labels of prepackaged goods. Soon, the Ghana National Bureau of Standards will commence the verification of net content on prepackaged products to ensure that you're getting value for money. We have acquired a vehicle to use for this exercise, and recently, inspectors of our legal metrology department underwent a 6 days theory and practical training on the verification of net content. The training was provided by Pedro Perez Vargas, a Colombian agency of superintendents of industry and commerce, to prepare inspectors to take on this task of verifying the net content on prepackaged products offered for sales at supermarkets, shops, or markets and other outlets. Let's hear from the experts.
The objective of the training is to develop competence of inspectors in the area of verification of net contents of prepackaged goods. The main reason for this is the GNBS is expected to commence this activity come July the 1st, 2022. The training covers both theoretical and practical activities, and it caters for products of different quantities. So it deals with products that net contents are expressed in mass, volume, in terms of numbers, products that are packaged in other forms, like pickle products, that is in liquids and so forth. So the different form of packaging, all the areas are considered. Well, the training is very important for us because, first of all, I must say that Colombia is very advanced in the verification of prepackaged products, and this training would certainly bring a wealth of experience and knowledge to us, having Mr. Perez conducting this training, and it would help our inspectors to competently perform the verification of prepackaged products, be it at the manufacturer premises or at the sale outlets.
It's nice that Guyana has an investment in the verification of prepackaged products, because those products are mostly or the more important part in an economy. Almost everything that you buy is a prepackaged product. So for an economy, it should be important that the customers receive what they are paying for.
Do look out for updates on when we will be starting the verification of net content on prepackaged goods. Be right back after this message.
Martin is also able in taking a lot of materials by. You know, buy some more blocks.
But you know what kind of block you got buy? Like failure to be on the safe side.
Alright, there we go, man. Wow, this man get a lot of blocks here, boy. Hey, champ, I gotta get 500 blocks.
No problem, boss, man. We make the field 2 days. 2 days? These blocks can't be cured in 2 days. Look how weak and crumbling. We have to buy blocks that are properly tested and certified by the GNBS. Look, let me go to another blocks, man.
Hey, champ, please go and get your blocks tested and certified by the GNBS.
You know what? Tomorrow, first thing I got down there and do that.
Do not get left behind with blocks that crumble. Testing ensures quality. Submit your concrete hollow blocks to the GNBS for testing today. GNBS, creating a culture of quality through standards.
Thank you for staying with us. In addition to our verification services, the GNBS offers certification and testing services. One of the products that we test is concrete hollow blocks, and in addition to that, we test concrete cubes and cylinders. With me is Mr. Detroit from the Industrial Metrology and Testing Department to tell you all about this service that we provide. Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about the testing of concrete hollow blocks, cubes and cylinders? What is it that we test for?
Basically, we test for the compressive strength of the hollow block cubes and cylinders. We do dimensioning, we test for the moisture content and the moisture absorption of the cylinders, cubes and hollow blocks.
Okay, thank you, Detroit. And to our viewers or block manufacturers, whoever is looking, why is it important to get these items tested?
Generally, testing is carried out for quality assurance, and it allows the client to gauge their blocks performance stipulated by the GYS standard.
For manufacturers or persons who are interested, how can they access this service? What is it that they need?
Basically, they submit a minimum of 3 blocks. It should be free of cracks or any defects that would hinder the compressive strength when we carry out the test.
And what about if they want to test for moisture or the other aspects?
Regardless of whatever tests you require us to do, it's a minimum of 3 blocks. If it's to do dimensioning, compressive strength, moisture content, moisture absorption. You could submit 10 blocks and we do the full set of tests.
Oh, perfect. And if someone purchased a set of blocks and that person just wants to know that what they purchase is best for their building, can they also come into the GNBS and access this service?
Actually, yeah, they can.
And they would be able to bring the 3 samples, or they can bring 1?
They can submit 1, it doesn't matter. But this is basically just a gauge to that block performance, so it's okay to bring it.
Alright, thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you very much to Detroit, and now we will encourage all our manufacturers of concrete hollow blocks, of cubes and cylinders to get those tested so that you can assure your customers, contractors, and everyone else who's purchasing from you that these are fit for the purpose. Now let's talk about accreditation, the highest level of impartial quality assessment of conformity assessment bodies involved in testing, inspection, and certification. Accreditation allows for confidence in the results, findings, and decision-making. In the month of June, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards joined conformity assessment and accreditation bodies across the globe to observe World Accreditation Day. To observe this day, we recognized our staff of the Industrial Metrology and Testing Accredited Laboratory for the work they put in to achieve accreditation. We also hosted a short webinar to educate our viewers on World Accreditation Day and the importance of accreditation. Let's take a look. Why are we talking about accreditation today? Yesterday was World Accreditation Day, which was observed under the theme Accreditation, Sustainability in Economic Growth and the Environment. The theme highlights how accreditation supports various sustainable development goals established by the United Nations by constantly reviewing and evolving processes to ensure that the right tools are available to support the SDGs, both now and moving forward. For your information, the 17 SDGs include goals to reduce poverty, reduce hunger, ensure good health and well-being of the population, ensure there is quality education and gender equality, and providing clean water and sanitation, along with affordable and clean energy. Mr. Fraser, the GNBS is the national accreditation focal point, and your department works with organizations and businesses to ensure that they meet the requirements of national and international standards. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Thank you, Bibi, and good day to all our listeners across various media. Please allow me to first extend a warm accreditation greeting to all our listeners. It gives me great pleasure to talk to you about accreditation. Accreditation is the independent evaluation by an authoritative body of conformity assessment bodies against a recognized national and international standard, which are carried out, which carry specific activities in order to ensure the integrity, the impartiality, and competence. Some of the common standards which company can be accredited to is the ISO IEC 17025. We have the ISO IEC 17020 standard. We have the ISO 1717065 standard. And of course, we have the ISO IEC 17043 standard. And last but not least, we have the standard for the medical labs, which is the ISO 15189 standard, which determines competent. Now, bring you back home, within the Business Development Department, we have a team of competent staff who provides training on various national standards to companies, which are geared towards boosting their competence of personnel desirous of pursuing accreditation. Additionally, the Business Development Department offers technical assistance to these organizations to develop the necessary documents. We can provide training and technical assistance to any organization regardless of the type or the size of the organization to ensure that they are accreditation ready.
I must ask, what type of businesses or companies, who can get accredited? Who can you work with to get to that level of accreditation?
All right, accreditation, companies involved in testing, companies involved in inspection, and companies involved in certification can be accredited to any one of the international standards. Depending on what they're doing, that's how they can be accredited, these various standards. Some of the standards that I just list out, yes.
for that. And why should organizations work towards accreditation for our viewers who are looking?
Good question, Bibi. Accreditation determines the technical competence and the integrity of the organization offering conformity assessment service. And some of these services includes testing, certification, inspection, and calibration. Now, accreditation is used to verify the compliance with specific standards and is an impartial and objective process conducted by third parties. So customers, the stakeholders, and the persons right, relying on these activities can rest assured that the results and the service offered by an accredited company are accurate and reliable.
Thank you, Mr. Fraser. We will now take a short ad break.
Accreditation, delivering confidence in everyday life. We have confidence in our everyday life. We are confident that the products we use on a daily basis are safe to use. We can be reassured because there is a system in place. It's called accreditation. And this is how it works. Whether it's at home, work or leisure, there are products and services that must conform to global regulations and standards. Testing, inspection and certification services assess these products for conformity against standards. Accreditation demonstrates the competence, impartiality and capability of these organizations, thereby delivering confidence in goods and services placed on the market. Throughout the world, from agriculture to healthcare, to construction, the environment and energy, accreditation declares the technical competence and integrity of these organizations. Businesses use accredited services as they are making an informed choice and can rely on the test results, inspection reports or certifications they receive. Many businesses choose to be accredited as they recognize the benefits that accreditation can provide, such as the opportunity to compete on a level playing field with larger competitors, win new tenders for business, and retain existing customers. Regulators can set the overall policy or technical requirements and rely on accredited testing, inspection, or certification to ensure compliance. Consumers can have confidence that suppliers and retailers have taken all due diligence to provide safe and legal products for consumption. Accreditation demonstrates the competence, impartiality, and independence that results and reports can be relied on. Accreditation is worldwide, with national accreditation bodies established in most economies. The structure of global accreditation is divided into two levels: the regional level and the global level by ILAC and the IAF. Accreditation, delivering confidence in everyday life.
Welcome back, and if you've now joined us, we're talking about accreditation for World Accreditation Day 2022. And with me is Mr. Fraser, the head of our Business Development Department, and I am Bibi Khatoon, Communications Officer at the GNBS. Mr. Fraser, GNBS Measurement Laboratories earlier this year achieved accreditation to the ISO IEC 17025 standard, and you work along with this laboratory. Can you tell me a little bit about that and how was the process?
Oh, thank you, Bibi, for that question. And yes, I will have worked along with the IMT department to get them accreditation ready. The process for us commenced where we had to develop the necessary documentation to ensure it meets the requirements of the ISO IEC 17025 standard. That was followed by rigorous training sessions which ensures that the officers are competent in the specific areas to which their scope of accreditation would rely on. Followed by that, then we had a series of testing. They had to provide some testing and so forth to ensure that they're performing the test as in conformance with the requirements, because accreditation wholly and solely relies on competence of the officers. Thereafter, once they would have satisfied the requirements for testing and the necessary documentation, then we would have applied to the accreditation body for accreditation.
So this was a major achievement, getting accredited.
Indeed, it was a major achievement for the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, because now we can boast that we have the competence in particular areas, so the person can rest assured that the test results from the IMT lab, they're certain about the results.
I'm sure after all of this information, our viewers are asking themselves, why accreditation? Can you share with them some benefits of achieving accreditation?
Okay, so some of the benefits of accreditation. Accreditation can decrease the risk and the liability costs. Accreditation also provides accurate and reliable test results which can withstand scrutiny and reduce errors in lab. So accreditation is not all about who is best, but who has a system and standard procedures, and the test can outstand the scrutiny.
Okay, and on that point, would you like to encourage more of our stakeholders to work towards accreditation and use our services in this regard?
Definitely yes. I would want to encourage all stakeholders to pursue accreditation, since accreditation gives confidence to all of your customers, all of your stakeholders, and the general public that the test or the service that you're offering, right, is of value, it meets the required standard, and it can withstand any scrutiny regardless which part of the world you may go. Because accreditation is the international recognition. Thank you, Bibi.
Thank you for staying with us, and before we go, I must tell you that there are currently 5 laboratories in Guyana that are accredited. That is the Guyana Rice Development Board Laboratory, the Government Analyst Food and Drug Department Laboratory, the Woodlands Pathology Laboratory, Eureka Medical Laboratories Inc., and Dr. Balwant Singh Laboratory. If your laboratory is already accredited to an international standard, congratulations. If not, here is your sign to pursue accreditation and reap the many benefits we discussed. Let's take a short commercial break. Thank you for staying tuned to this edition of the GNBS in 30. As we wind down this month's GNBS in 30 television program, the Bureau continues to certify qualified companies to use the Made in Guyana certification mark on their products. In June, the national milling company, Namilco, added this mark to its Thunderbolt and Maid Marian self-rising flowers. Here's the highlights from that event.
We must share the fact that this certification mark awarded was not given at a whim, but was bestowed only after we completed stringent audits and have met all the criteria set out by GNBS. This augurs well for the integrity of the award, and so we are proud to have the certification mark affixed to 2 of our main products, the Maid Marian Self-Rising and the Thunderbolt.
We are indeed heartened by the response, and soon we'll be seeing many other products using the Made in Guyana mark. To be certified to this mark, a number of requirements companies had to meet.
Between the Bureau, the Government of Guyana, and the private sector through its different BSOs, GMSA, Chambers of Commerce, etc., we have to ensure that this mark is not just a physical piece of sticker that we put on a product. It must mean something.
We are in the big league. It is no longer business as usual. This mark is therefore a small but giant move towards standards and sends a strong signal that our country is making progressive steps towards international expectations.
Congratulations to Namilco. The Bureau has been working on ways to make doing business with us easier. Recently, our finance department has implemented a point-of-sale system to add to our options of MMG, check, and cash payments. This adds to our efforts to offer more efficient and effective service to customers. To our many clients, I encourage you to use our modern payment methods as we seek to better serve you. And this brings us to the end of this month's television program. Before we part ways, the GNBS as the national standards body, be sure to follow our Facebook page as we keep you updated on various services offered by the Bureau, including calibration and testing, training and consultancy, rental of masses, provision of standards, and many others. For more information, visit our website at gnbsgy.org or contact us on 219-0064-66, or you can WhatsApp us on 692-4627. Goodbye for now.